What was the strangest rule in your house growing up? Mine was the book. My mother believed that any minute you couldn't account for was a minute you were lying about. So from the time I could write, I wrote down every hour of my day and read it out loud at dinner. I was 19 before I understood that other people just don't do that. Everyone got a fresh composition notebook on the 1st of January. Mom bought them in bulk. Yours went in your backpack in the morning and on the kitchen counter at night, and you filled it in as you went in 5-minute increments because rounding to the half hour was an invitation. 7:10, got up. 7:15, bathroom. 7:35, cereal, 1 bowl, sat at counter with Nadia. 7:52, bus. At dinner, we went around the table, oldest to youngest, and read the day aloud. My mother listened with her fork down and her hands folded. And if she heard a jump, 2:40 to 3:05 with nothing between, she'd stop you. There's a gap. I think I was just walking. Walking is a thing. Write it. She had a phrase she used over and over for 15 years. Gaps are where lies live. She said it the way other mothers say look both ways. I want to be honest about something. I was good at it. I was proud of being good at it. My handwriting was neat and my entries were detailed, and I got told I had a beautiful sense of my own life. My older sister Nadia was not good at it. When she was 14, she left out 22 minutes on a Thursday. She'd stopped at a friend's house on the walk home. My mother sat her at the kitchen table after dinner and told her she could go to bed as soon as those 22 minutes were on the page. Nadia sat there until almost 1 in the morning. I could hear her from my room, crying quietly, and then not crying, and then just the sound of a pencil. She wrote it eventually. Then she apologized to all of us. That was the rule. A gap was a theft from the whole household. And she said, "I'm sorry I took time from the family." Nobody slept over at our house, and we never slept over anywhere else, because you can't keep the book properly under someone else's roof. That was explained to me exactly once, and I never questioned it again. I was tired all the time. I assumed everyone was tired all the time. When I was 16, I started taking the long way home. 4 extra blocks, maybe 11 minutes, and I'd write down the short way. That was the only lie I ever told her, and I told it every single day for about 7 months, and those 11 minutes were the best part of my life. She caught it in April by driving the route. She didn't yell, she never yelled. She put a location sharing app on my phone and set it so she got a notification anytime I stopped moving for more than 5 minutes. "You've shown me you need help being accurate," she said. "I'm helping." I remember lying in bed that night thinking that was fair. Elias was the first person I ever dated. We'd been together 4 months in total secrecy. Lunch table, the stairwell behind the band room, until my mother found out and to my complete shock invited him to dinner. I was thrilled. I thought he'd finally see how close we were. I genuinely did not prepare him. There was nothing to prepare him for. He noticed the notebooks stacked on the counter and asked what they were. And I told him cheerfully, and I watched his face do something I didn't have a word for yet. Dinner started. Nadia read first, then my brother, then me. I read my whole day out loud to a boy I liked, 7:10 to 5:45, including the 4 minutes I spent looking for my gym shoes. My mother turned to Elias and slid a blank notebook across the table. "You'll want to catch up on today before you forget." He said he needed to use the bathroom. He was gone 11 minutes. I know because I wrote it down. When the officers came, I was the one who answered the door, and I was the one who stood in the entryway and told them we were the closest family they'd ever meet, and that the notebooks were a memory exercise, and that somebody had obviously misunderstood. One of them looked at me for a second too long. It took me about 4 years to identify that expression. It was pity. Elias's mother told me much later that he'd called her from our driveway and couldn't get a full sentence out. What he kept repeating was, "She read her whole day out loud and she didn't think it was strange. I'm 28 now." Nadia and I talk almost every day. Last Saturday I got in my car and drove somewhere and came back, and I could not tell you what time I left or what time I got home. I sat in the driveway afterward and cried like an idiot, because I still can't quite believe those hours belong to me.